My sister's heart was beating in his chest. Every time he looked at me, he saw her memories, felt her love, experienced her final moments. We were connected by death, destiny, and a love that transcended life itself.
Sofia Garcia stood in the hospital corridor, still wearing her sister's blood on her clothes. Carmen had pushed a child out of an oncoming car's path and taken the impact herself. 23 years old, an elementary school teacher, the kindest soul Sofia had ever known. Gone in an instant. "Miss Garcia?" The transplant coordinator approached gently. "Your sister was an organ donor. We have a critically ill patient who's a perfect match for her heart. He's been waiting for 2 years. Without this transplant, he'll die within days." Sofia nodded numbly. Carmen would have wanted this. She'd always wanted to save people. "His name is Dr. Marcus Sterling. He's actually a cardiac surgeon here. Ironic, isn't it? A heart surgeon needing a heart transplant?" Sofia looked through the window into the ICU. A man lay connected to machines, his face pale, his body failing. Even dying, he was striking, sharp features, dark hair, an intensity that persisted even in unconsciousness. "He's young," she whispered. 32. Viral cardiomyopathy. Rare, aggressive. He went from healthy to dying in 6 months. The coordinator paused. "I know this is an impossible time, but would you like to meet him before surgery? Some donor families find closure in knowing the recipient." Sofia shook her head. She couldn't look at the man who would live because her sister died. Couldn't reconcile the unfairness of it all. But as she turned to leave, his eyes opened. Even from across the room, even through grief and glass, their gazes locked. And something inexplicable passed between them.
Marcus woke from surgery convinced he was losing his mind. The transplant had been successful. Carmen Garcia's heart beat steadily in his chest, keeping him alive. But something was wrong. He saw things, memories that weren't his. A classroom full of children, a garden where someone planted tomatoes with careful hands, a sister's face, Sofia's face, laughing over coffee. The memories were vivid, emotional, overwhelming. "It's not uncommon," his psychiatrist said. "Post-transplant psychological phenomena. Some recipients report personality changes, new preferences, even memories. There's no scientific explanation, but it happens." Marcus didn't believe in the supernatural, but he couldn't deny what he experienced. He felt Carmen's love for her sister like a physical ache, felt her fear in those final moments, felt her desperate wish. Take care of Sofia. She'll be alone now. Take care of her. He tried to ignore it, tried to focus on recovery, but the pull towards Sofia was magnetic, inexplicable. When she appeared at the hospital 6 weeks later for a required donor family meeting, Marcus's heart, Carmen's heart, began racing. Sofia looked exhausted, devastated, barely holding herself together. "You're Dr. Sterling, the man with my sister's heart." "I'm sorry for your loss." The words felt inadequate. "Carmen saved my life. I wish I could have met her, thanked her. She was better than you'll ever deserve. She was good and pure and selfless, and she's gone while you get to live. There's no fairness in that." She left before Marcus could respond, but he felt Carmen's presence, her plea. Don't let her push you away. She needs someone. She needs you.
Marcus couldn't stop thinking about Sofia. The visions intensified. Carmen's memories of her sister became his obsession. He saw Sofia's childhood, her struggles, her fierce love for Carmen. He understood her in ways that terrified him. Against all professional judgment, he tracked her down. Found her at Carmen's elementary school, boxing up her sister's classroom belongings. "What are you doing here?" Sofia's voice was sharp, defensive. "I needed to see you." Marcus stepped inside, surrounded by children's artwork and Carmen's careful lesson plans. "I know this sounds insane, but I've been having experiences, memories, your sister's memories." Sofia's laugh was bitter. "Let me guess. Cellular memory theory? The heart remembers? That's pseudoscience, doctor." "I know what you're thinking. I'm a surgeon. I deal in evidence, not mysticism. But, Sofia, I see things I couldn't possibly know." He took a breath. "I know about the garden you two planted when your mother died. I know Carmen called you mi sol, my son. I know she worried about leaving you alone because you close yourself off when you're hurt." Sofia went pale. "How do you know those things?" "I don't know how, but I feel her, Sofia. I feel her love for you. And she's asking me, begging me to make sure you're okay." Moved closer. "I know you hate that I'm alive and she's not. I understand that. But please, let me honor her memory by being there for you. I don't need your pity or your guilt-driven responsibility," Sofia said, but her voice wavered. "It's not pity. It's something else entirely."
Sofia tried to push Marcus away, but he was persistent. He showed up at her apartment with Carmen's favorite food, enchiladas from a specific restaurant Sofia had never mentioned. He knew Carmen's students' names, her favorite poems, her dream of opening a community library. "How do you know these things?" Sofia demanded, terrified and fascinated. "I don't know. The memories come like dreams. Sometimes I'm me, sometimes I'm her. I feel what she felt." Marcus looked at her with intensity. "Sofia, I know this is impossible. I'm a scientist. This defies everything I believe, but I can't deny what's happening." Against her better judgment, Sofia began spending time with him. At first, it was surreal, talking to the man who lived because Carmen died, but Marcus wasn't what she expected. He was brilliant, but humble, grieving his own lost life, grateful in ways that felt genuine. They visited Carmen's favorite places together, the botanical gardens where she'd spent Sundays, the bookstore where she'd volunteered. Marcus experienced each location with recognition, with Carmen's joy layered over his own reactions. "It's like she's still here," Sofia whispered one afternoon in the garden. "When I'm with you, I feel close to her. Maybe she is here. Maybe part of her lives on." Marcus took Sofia's hand carefully. "I know this is complicated. You're grieving. I'm her literal living legacy, and neither of us can explain what's happening between us." "What is happening between us?" Sofia's voice was soft. "I don't know, but I want to find out. If you'll let me." 3 months after Carmen's death, Sofia and Marcus fell into something neither could define. It wasn't quite romance, too complicated by grief and guilt, but it was connection, deep and undeniable. Then, Marcus had the vision that changed everything. He saw Carmen's final moments in vivid, terrible detail. But there was something wrong. The accident wasn't an accident. The car had accelerated toward the child deliberately. Someone had caused this. "Sofia, I need to tell you something about Carmen's death." Marcus found her at her apartment, his face pale. "The visions are getting stronger, more specific. I see her memories, but also her final thoughts. She saw the driver's face. She knew him." Sofia's blood ran cold. "What are you talking about?" "The man driving the car? She recognized him. His name is David Thornton. Does that mean anything to you?" Sofia's hand went to her mouth. "That's Carmen's ex-boyfriend, the one who became obsessed after she broke up with him. She had a restraining order, but it expired months ago. Are you sane? I think he tried to kill her. I think he aimed for her specifically, used the child as bait knowing Carmen would react." He pulled out his phone. "I've been researching. Thornton has a history of stalking, multiple complaints.
but there wasn't enough evidence for the police to act. Carmen thought it was random. We all did. But you're saying it was a murder? I'm saying Carmen's last thought was David found me, and then fear. Then the decision to save that child anyway. He took her hands. We need to go to the police. We need justice for Carmen.
Going to the police with visions from a transplanted heart went exactly as expected. They were polite but dismissive. Without concrete evidence, Marcus's memories meant nothing legally. Then we find evidence ourselves, Sofia said fiercely. This gave her grief purpose, direction. They investigated together, discovering Thornton had been watching Carmen for months before the accident. Security footage from her school, her apartment building, even her grocery store showed his car repeatedly. But nothing proved intent. Until Marcus had another vision. Carmen's final conversation with Thornton 2 days before her death. He'd cornered her at school, threatened her, said, "If I can't have you, no one will." She told someone, Marcus gasped, coming out of the vision memory. A teacher friend, Emily Rodriguez. She might have witnessed it. They found Emily, who confirmed everything. She'd seen the confrontation, heard the threats, but Carmen had begged her not to report it. She thought he'd move on. She didn't want more drama. Armed with Emily's testimony and security footage, they went back to the police. This time, they listened. An investigation opened. Thornton was questioned. Then Sofia's apartment was broken into. Nothing stolen, but a message left. Stop digging into things that don't concern you. Marcus insisted Sofia stay with him. He knows we're investigating. You're not safe alone. That night, in his guest room, Sofia broke down completely. Marcus held her while she cried, and something shifted between them. The connection was no longer just about Carmen. It was about them. Two people finding each other in impossible circumstances. "I'm falling for you," Marcus whispered. "I know the timing is terrible, the situation is impossible, but I can't help it."
"You can't love me," Sofia said, pulling away from Marcus. "You feel what Carmen felt for me. You're experiencing her love through her heart. It's not real." "Then explain why I want to kiss you. Carmen never felt that." Marcus's voice was raw. "Sofia, I've been trying to separate what's her and what's me, but the truth is, they've become inseparable. Yes, I feel her love for you, protective, fierce, familial, but I also feel my own love, romantic, consuming, entirely mine. How can we possibly know the difference?" Sofia's eyes filled with tears. "Because when I imagine my future, you're in it. Not as Carmen's sister I'm obligated to protect, but as the woman I want to wake up next to. The woman whose laugh makes my day better. The woman I want to build a life with." He cupped her face. "Carmen's presence gave me the courage to approach you, but everything else? That's us." Sofia searched his face, seeing the truth there. "I'm terrified. What if this only exists because of her heart? What if we're both just trying to keep her alive through each other? Then we figure it out together. No more running, no more pretending we don't feel this." Marcus leaned his forehead against hers. "I'm in love with you, Sofia Garcia. Not because of whose heart beats in my chest, but because of who you are. Your strength, your loyalty, your fire." "I love you too," she whispered. "God help me, I love you too." They kissed, and it was nothing like either had imagined. Desperate, honest, alive.
They made love that night, tender and intense, both crying through it. It felt like healing and heartbreak intertwined. Sofia traced the scar on Marcus's chest, the physical reminder that Carmen lived on in him. Do you feel her now?" she whispered afterward. "No. Right now, I just feel you." Marcus kissed her shoulder. "But Sofia, I need to tell you something. The visions are fading. The doctors warned this might happen, that whatever connection I had to Carmen's memories would weaken over time as my body fully accepts the heart as mine." Sofia's breath caught. "What does that mean?" "It means soon I might not have access to her memories anymore. The case against Thornton might fall apart without my testimony about her final thoughts. We'd be left with circumstantial evidence. Maybe enough, maybe not." "Are you saying we might not get justice for her?" "I'm saying we have a choice. I could undergo experimental neurological documentation, let researchers record these visions while they're still vivid. It would mean intensive sessions, possibly destabilizing my recovery. Or we let them fade naturally and hope the existing evidence is enough." Sofia sat up, conflict clear on her face. "Carmen would tell you not to risk your health. She saved you. She wouldn't want you to damage yourself for revenge." "It's not revenge. It's justice, and I'm willing to take the risk if you are." Sofia looked at this man who loved her, who carried her sister's heart, who was willing to sacrifice his well-being for closure. "No, we let them fade. We honor Carmen by living, not by destroying ourselves for justice that might not come anyway."
6 months later, David Thornton went to trial for Carmen's murder. The evidence was circumstantial but compelling. Stalking history, Emily's testimony about the threats, security footage showing his car following Carmen, and Marcus's early documented visions before they faded. The prosecution argued premeditation. The defense claimed coincidence. The jury deliberated for 3 days. Sofia sat beside Marcus in the courtroom, their hands intertwined. The visions were gone now. Marcus no longer experienced Carmen's memories. But something else had emerged. A deep, unshakable love between them that had nothing to do with transplanted hearts and everything to do with who they'd become together. Guilty on all counts. Sofia collapsed in relief and grief. Marcus held her as she sobbed for justice served, for Carmen lost, for the impossible year they'd survived. Outside the courthouse, Sofia faced the cameras. "My sister Carmen Garcia was a teacher who died saving a child. She was a hero. Today, justice was served, but it doesn't bring her back. What keeps her alive is the love she gave so freely, the lives she touched, and yes, the life she literally saved when she became an organ donor." She looked at Marcus standing beside her. "Dr. Marcus Sterling lives because Carmen chose to be a donor. But more than that, Carmen brought 2 broken people together and taught us that love can emerge from the darkest circumstances. She's not gone. She lives in acts of kindness, in the children she taught, in the heart that beats in the man I love." Marcus squeezed her hand, and they faced the future together.
2 years later, Sofia stood in the newly opened Carmen Garcia Community Center, a library, teaching space, and art center for underprivileged children. Marcus stood beside her, healthy and thriving, wearing his wedding ring. "She would have loved this," Sofia said, looking at children pouring through the doors, eager to learn. "She does love it, I'm sure of it." Marcus wrapped his arm around his wife, his hand resting on her growing belly. Their daughter would arrive in 3 months. They'd already chosen her name, Carmen Sofia Sterling. The visions had never returned, but Marcus no longer needed them. He'd learned that love didn't require supernatural explanation. His connection to Carmen remained gratitude, respect, a sense of carrying forward her legacy. But his love for Sofia was entirely his own, grown from shared grief into something beautiful and and lasting. Do you ever regret it? The complicated way we found each other? Never. Though I wish Carmen had lived to see it. He kissed his temple. I think about her every day. Every time my heart beats, I remember whose gift gave me this life. But I don't carry guilt anymore. I carry purpose. She'd approve of us, Sofia said with certainty. She always wanted me to find someone who'd love me completely. I do. I love you completely. He placed his hand over his heart, Carmen's heart, his heart, the heart that brought them together. And I'll spend the rest of my life proving it.
And that's how Carmen's final act of heroism created a love story that proved death isn't the end. It's a transformation. Marcus and Sofia honored her memory not by dwelling in grief, but by building a life filled with purpose, love, and legacy. If this story touched your heart, smash that like button and subscribe for more emotional romance stories. Drop a heart if you believe in connections that transcend explanation, or a hospital symbol if you're amazed by the power of organ donation. Would you believe in love that started this way? Let me know below.